Want a satisfying meal for $6? Try the new $6.
There we go. Welcome one, welcome all to the League of Legends opener. Fighting in the Tier 1 League is our League of Legends team. It's going to be a great night as the Mustangs face off against the Bulldogs. I'm your host, JD, or Corrupted SR71, whatever you prefer. And like I said, it's going to be a great evening of League of Legends here tonight, and I am so excited. And this starts off what should be an incredible week of just esports as we enter into 4 out of our 5 seasons. We'll take a look at what a full streaming schedule will look like here, but of course it all starts on Monday with our League of Legends matches. It says 7:30, should be for 7, I believe. I'm not sure if I got the time wrong or not, but we'll figure that out. Tuesdays, we're not going to have it this week, but next week, Super Smash will start. It's going to be a really fun game. A couple of really great players ready to have some fun. Overwatch 2 back in its typical slot on Wednesday, 6 p.m. That varsity lineup is looking tough and ready to compete. Another lineup that we're excited to see back here for its second year. Valorant had a great game on Thursday with their JV Red team and looking to see the varsity team this Thursday. And on Friday, our first double header of the season, hopefully. Rocket League at 6:30 will start things off, and then immediately followed at 7:30 by our newest game to the lineup, Rainbow Six Siege. And it's an excellent lineup this semester. Of course, headlined by that incredible League of Legends match that we will have hopefully fairly soon, as we are hopefully just moments away from getting things started. Obviously, as we get lobby set up and as we get everything, as we work to get everything set up, things are looking fantastic. And it looks like a really, really strong team this semester. I'm really happy to be introducing you guys to your League of Legends starting lineup for fall 2024. Of course, everything is subject to change here, but for tonight, we've got Dorian, diamond level player, playing in his first match for the Montco Mustangs. Like most of this team, he is new to the roster, but excited to go. Alec, as well, Trundle, is very much ready to go. Another one of our diamond players. We've got 3 of them. Our third one, we've got John for that. American born and raised. I don't know a lot about him, but in their practice matches, he's looked absolutely incredible. Dogart, Brandon, also looking really good as he makes his return to the team. One of the more experienced players on this team, ready to give insight and to have some fun. And another returning member to round out our roster for tonight. We've got Alice, who is just on the other side of this wall that you guys definitely can't see, that also very ready, very, very excited for this game coming up. And I'm really, really excited. Bergen, it is their first semester with a League of Legends team. It looks like a fairly good roster. They decided, what the heck? Let's put it all on the line. Let's go to Tier 1. They're also streaming on their Twitch channel, so go over there, send them some love if you would like, or you can always stay here with me as we look to get things started for tonight's match. Obviously, as we get into things, I'm really excited, but as some of you have probably noticed, we are in a completely different setup. That is right. This semester, we'll be streaming from our Bluebell campus, from Montco directly instead of from my house. Obviously, things don't look too different as we look into the camera. Obviously, this great, beautiful backdrop behind me has been here for the past year. We just kind of moved it over to our Bluebell facility, but with that comes new microphones, new headphones, a whole new streaming computer, a whole new list of assets that we've created, and just a whole bunch of excitement. Obviously, with that, if volumes are too loud, if I'm too loud, if the game's too loud, I'm always happy to turn things down, move things around. This setup is extremely pliable and still very much in those infant stages as we look to get our footing, as we get everything ready for this great matchup. Like I said before, this is Bergen's first kind of soiree into League of Legends, but this is not the first time that we've played Bergen. Those of you that have watched many of our esports throughout the years know that we consistently play them in Overwatch. I think we've played them in Valorant as well, Rocket League. They really show up everywhere we are, and it's always exciting to see them. A very, very nice team, and I'm really excited to see what they're able to do here tonight, and to see how they're coached and to see how they'll operate as we get further into tonight's match. I believe we're still waiting on the invite code there, so we'll look into that. But obviously, things looking very good as we took a look at our schedule before and our starting lineups. But I think all things being said, we're in a really, really good position here tonight. This team has spent the last few weeks consistently doing VOD reviews and doing scrims against other opponents, sometimes a little bit less difficult, sometimes a little bit more difficult, but they have truly shown their colors as a very, very strong team. Like I said before, 3 members of the team currently sit in the diamond rank. Alice and Dogart not too far behind. So obviously, and Dragart not too far behind. So obviously, this entire team very much up to speed quickly. Great synergy between the 5 of them, but still a very young team. Majority of them have not played before. As we look to get things ready, I see you guys in chat already correcting me on Dragart. I apologize for that. I'll make sure I'm better with it throughout the stream. But obviously, things are looking really, really good right now for this Mustangs roster. Had a really successful last couple of seasons. Those lineups led by Massimo and others were absolutely an incredible fun time to watch. And as much as I don't know about League of Legends, much as I try to understand about their many, many characters and the many, many game styles and the ways that you could play that game, when talking with our esports coordinator, Jace, and with Alice and with others, one thing was very clear from Jace's side of things, and that was that this lineup is stronger than it's ever been. And if you thought watching last year was fun, this year is going to be on a whole different level. These guys are absolutely ready to put it all on the line. We're fighting at the top at tier 1. So excited to put our hat in the ring for what should be an incredible, incredible championship here this season. And it really all starts here tonight. This is week 1 of our League of Legends season. And I know these guys have been fired up for the past 1, 2, 3 weeks for everything that has to come. Obviously, our veteran players like Dragart and Alice are both very, very excited to be back in the hot seat, be back playing some League of Legends. And newer members of our team like Trundle, like NA American, and Dorian, all 3 of them have shared their excitement, have said, we're ready to go. We're absolutely chomping at the bits to get back into tier 1, to play some competitive League of Legends at this really high level like we're playing at. And I hope that we really get to see that tonight. I know that we're going to see that tonight. These guys have, again, they've been chomping at the bits for 2 weeks to get in and to play some incredible League of Legends. And we should be just moments away now from getting things started, as we are all in lobby. I believe they're just doing an initial pre-draft right now, and we'll get the game started with the draft. For those of you that have never watched League of Legends, maybe you're a friend of one of the players, or maybe you're just popping in stream because you think that this is interesting, welcome. How League of Legends operates, especially from a spectator point of view, we will watch them as they draft, but they do a draft on a separate website first. So I believe they're doing that right now. They'll move over, they'll hit start game, and that will start a draft. We'll see what everyone chooses, and then we have a 3-minute delay. League of Legends builds this into their software, so we'll have a 3-minute countdown from when we're able to watch the game. So the game will start technically 3 minutes after it starts live for these players. For those of you that are familiar with NJCAAE rules, as we're about to get things underway here, and I'll be able to still explain this as we get into our draft here. Per NJCAAE regulations, we do run a 3-minute delay on all of our streams. So for those of you doing a little bit of mental math at home, that means 6 minutes after the match actually ends, you will be able to see it on your end on Twitch. With that being said, please be active in chat. Show your support for this team. I know that they look back at chat. They look back at these logs. I talk to them about it after the matches, and they love to see all of your support, no matter where it comes from. So things are definitely getting ready to heat up as we enter into our initial draft. As this draft operates, it goes 3 bans on each team as we go back and forth, 3 picks from each team going back and forth, and then from there, 2 final bans on each team into the 2 final picks. This should go fairly quickly, and then we'll get to our 3-minute countdown.
Seems you left your brave pants at home. Want me to wait while you go get them?
As we get further into the draft, both teams have made their three bans. They'll get into their first 3 picks. Obviously, this is not a part of the stream that I'm as vocal in currently, as I do not know a lot of the characters and, you know, don't want to say anything out of line. But obviously, these guys know what they're doing. A huge part to League of Legends, for those of you that do not know, is this entire part of putting together these teams, but more importantly, looking at your opponent. I know the Mustangs have spent extended periods of time throughout the past day or so, or the past 3 to 4 days since they've known their opponent. They have spent that time looking at what characters these guys are good at, what comps this team uses in order to most effectively ban characters on the opposing side. And it's obvious to me, at least, that Bergen has done the exact same for us. We want to try to put each other at a disadvantage. It really highlights just how good you have to be at this League of Legends game in order to play at a high and competitive level. You need to know 7, 8, 9 characters and a ton of different comps in order to effectively play this game at this high competition-based level. Like I said before, currently in the second of the ban phases right now. Each team will go back and forth, ban their final 2 people. These last 4 to 8 picks should go, bans and picks, should go fairly quickly here, and then we'll get into game 1. Again, for those of you that have never watched NJCAAE League of Legends gameplay, welcome. This is a best 2 out of 3 series. Obviously, we'll have a little bit of a 5-minute break in between. But we'll get our final 2 bans here, and we'll get started here with game 1. It's going to be a great, great time. I am so excited for it.
You don't have to be afraid of me.
And final picks are about to be in. All right, and the picks are in. Mustangs definitely ready to go there on the right side of your screen. The Bergen Bulldogs on the left. And once again, we get 40 seconds for both these teams to pick their loadouts, and then we got about 3 minutes to wait until things really get started. So now would be a great time. go grab yourself a glass of water, grab some popcorn, grab everything that you need to go enjoy this game, because it's going to be 20 to 30 minutes of incredible action from the Mustangs and the Bergen Bulldogs. Again, about 12 seconds before we get things started. And here we are, the final minute before the first game of the League of Legends season begins. And I'm just ready to go at this point. Been waiting a long time for this game to start, figuratively and literally. It's been incredible to watch these guys play over the last couple of seasons, and I'm really excited to watch another great season get underway in just under 40 seconds now, as I guess we're all very excited here, all the viewers who are definitely here for, if you're here for the players, you're here for the team, or you're just here for the program. Very excited to have you guys all here cheering on your friends. I know that they'll enjoy it as well as I will. And here we go into the game. And we will get things started. Got Dorian and a American, Trundle, Dragart, and Alice, all 5 revved up and ready to go. And there we are. Here come the Mustangs, as they'll look to get everything started. So confused sometimes by some of the skins. Believe that was Dragart in the skin that has a car on it. Surprising, yet very, very excited. The screen's going to go black for just a second here. You guys aren't going to miss any of the action. There we go. Making sure that everything looks good. We are back in.
The happiest girl in the world.
And we are just a minute into this game. Minions will spawn very, very soon, like I said. And we'll get things started here. Obviously, in the mid lane with Trundle right now. Looking to get some early damage in here. Mustangs have truly done a great job as an early phase team, putting in some really big damage in their top and mid lanes in the beginning of their matches. So we'll see what they're able to do here in their first game. We see that bottom lane with Alice and Daggart. The two of them were together last semester in that bottom lane and continue to do so this semester as well. They were really a force to be reckoned with down there. Very oppressive. So we're hoping to see that again from them as we get into this season. Again, this early stage of this game, this early game, is truly about getting as much money as possible, resources, as well as leveling up there. And we see the first engage from Alice. She'll push in, and she'll move immediately out of the way. See Trundle in that mid lane, still doing pretty well. And Dorian in that top lane, already putting in some good damage, both at about half health, trying to take that fight, and really coming out on top even after getting some good damage. Keeping that top laner scared is Dorian, playing very well. You see just how oppressive that top lane can be with Dorian at the helm. He's stunned a little bit, but he's still got that health advantage. He's got a minion advantage as well as he continues to move up into the path of that tower. He's looking to get the first blood of this game just 3 minutes and 15 seconds in. And at the tower, he's got a little bit of leeway here, and he'll grab first blood in that top lane. Big, big damage out of Dorian there. And this is kind of what I was seeing when I talked about watching those few matches, those early scrim matches that this team has had together. Dorian in that top lane has been dangerous, pushing full lanes by himself, which has been really good for the rest of the team. It lets them focus on other portions of the game. And it definitely works to their advantage already. Dorian, he'll go back to spawn to grab some stuff. Trundle, try not to be the second kill of the game. It'll be close. He's able to get out of there, move out of the way of the gank. Meanwhile, Alice and Draggart in that bottom lane having a little bit of fun, keeping things fairly even down there. Again, looking low in that mid lane. Trundle looking to get the second kill of this game. Mustangs almost up by 1,000 gold right now, which doesn't mean a whole lot now, but it will later in the game as we get further in. Again, Dorian in that top lane still having some fun. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Trundle once again attacked by the jungler. He's able to get out of it. Our first dragon has spawned. We'll see what it is. I believe that might be a mountain drake, which increases damage against objectives. And we see NA American having a lot of fun in that jungle right now. He'll be there for the next little bit. And again, that top level fight. Dorian looking for those plays. And looks like a gank in that bottom lane. Alice not able to get out of there. She will unfortunately fall. And our first set of Void Grubs have spawned. We'll get 2 of those. But another gank in the top lane means another win in the top lane. Trundle once again putting the pressure on that mid lane. Draggart trying his best to keep pressure up in the bottom lane, but unfortunately not able to do so as of right now. So we'll move over towards that first Drake. I think I was wrong. That might be an Ocean Drake. But Mustangs able to grab the first set of Void Grubs. I'll give him some extra attack damage towards objectives like towers. Alice stalking that dragon as she gets back into play. And it was a Cloud Drake. So increased movement speed when you aren't fighting. Prove good for the jungler as well as other members of the Bulldogs as they look to gank other members. Trundle looking low. He'll try to get out of there. And he'll bait him in and get the kill. Great work. Mustangs up by 2k gold. As Dorian just obliterating that top lane right now. Up 3-0 against the opposing team's top laner. Trundle looking to bring down a little bit of extra damage on the tower. He'll move back to their spawn in order to grab some items. Mustangs looking really good right now on their economy. Again, up by almost 3k gold, 4-1 currently. It is early game, but the Mustangs looking as strong as ever here with their offense. They have not been ones to shy away from a fight. Even in the fight where Alice ended up dying, that was a good fight to take. You know, not one that you ever want to lose, but they were able to get out of it rather unscathed without a whole ton of damage to them. And now you see this as Trundle moves around. Leveling up yet again. Mustangs sitting around that 7 to 8 level range. And looking at that 6 to 7 level range for the Bulldogs. Comes down to these little skills, these little engagements that we see here. As we see another gank attempt in the bottom lane, and it's not going to go the way the Bulldogs wanted to. So getting in range of that tower. Alice moves in, big damage, and will be able to get one kill, looking for a second. Not able to grab it there, but Alice really minimizing damage and maximizing potential as the Mustangs grab another kill. Mustangs move flawlessly through this Bulldogs team right now. For about 10 minutes into this game, Trundle looks to move out of the way, get out of that damage range, and he knows that he's safe in that mid lane battle. Mustangs looking for their opportunity, not playing too quickly here. And Alice moves in looking for another kill. Her second of the game. She won't be able to find it. She'll move her way back. Alice and Dragar looking really low, but able to get out of there. Meanwhile, Trundle looking for that damage. It looks like we might have a team fight on our hands here fairly soon. Trundle able to move out of the, not able to move out of the way fast enough, looking for one kill, able to find it, and the Americans there as well, and it's a double kill for them. And the Mustangs will take the opportunity to try to take the bottom lane as well. Unfortunately, Dragar will fall, and Alice will too. Unfortunately, one fight goes the Mustangs' way, and one fight will go the way of the Bulldogs. Second set of Void Grubs have spawned. Mustangs up 7-3, and is that 5k gold currently? Mustangs will find themselves trying to take down the Void Grubs. They'll be able to without contest here, as we're probably less than a minute away right now from the second Drake spawning. It is a random Drake, so I'm not sure which one it is, but obviously can gain a lot of different abilities depending on which Drake you get. Dorian will take his spot back in the top lane. looking as strong as ever, looking to get another kill. He'll move himself within range, continuously slowing down the Bulldogs top laner. Got one hit away there. Won't be able to get the kill. Alice and Dragart in that mid lane. They'll try to move back around. So we see, again, great movement out of these Mustangs. And another great kill for the Mustangs as the next Drake has spawned. It looks like the first tower in that top lane about to fall. It's looking like a Hex Tech. I think that might be a Hex Tech Drake. We'll figure it out in just a minute. But something that doesn't have a minute right now as we look to get a team battle started is that first tower. The Mustangs will take the first tower. Unfortunately, they'll lose one in this team fight. They're going to look to take many more. They get one kill. Looking for a second kill. Dragard able to grab it. And the Mustangs up 11-4 with an almost 10k gold lead. And red team able to grab the Ocean Drake there, missing health and mana regen when you aren't fighting. It's exactly what they hoped for as they'll look to grab another tower here. They're on a rampage. 3 out of 5 members of the Bulldogs team have found themselves waiting to respawn as the Montco Mustangs make their move. Truly, the momentum tonight has been with the Mustangs. As we go further into this first game, now reaching the mid-game stages, Mustangs able to bring down their second tower. As it looks like the Bulldogs are going to try to pick up the pieces here, as it looks like the next of the Drakes to spawn will be a Hex Tech. And again, in this bottom lane, we got Dorian and Trundle making their way over from the mid lane. Shielding this tower won't do much, as they'll be able to take it down. Mustangs take a 1-turret lead in all 3 lines. About 14 minutes into this game, as we truly enter the mid-game portion now, these Mustangs find themselves absolutely rolling these Bulldogs. A little bit of a scuffle. Dorian looking to get out of it. And we've got our Rift Herald. Only one Rift Herald will spawn. Mustangs are going to want to bring that one right down Main Street if they could. They're going to want to get it. Dorian trying to move out of the way before he's taken out. He'll dodge one ultimate, not able to dodge the second one. The rest of the Mustangs will move into things while the rest of the team is distracted. They'll grab one pick. They're looking for 2 or 3 more, though. Dragart, unfortunately, will fall there after an incredible ultimate from one of the Bulldogs. Alice takes 2 of them on a little bit of a goose chase here. She'll look to defend herself. Looking a little low, and she will fall. NA American makes his way out of the jungle and into the top lane. As the Mustangs down 2 currently. Look to get back into things. Up by 7 kills and 10k gold at the moment. So really, they're the ones with the momentum to lose. But like I said before, that Rift Herald has spawned. Do not believe the Mustangs or the Bulldogs have picked it up yet, but if either team is able to get it, be a big advantage to the Mustangs, and it would definitely help the Bulldogs to get out of a little bit of the hole that they've dug themselves. Well, the Mustangs have dug them in. And that hole continues to get deeper in the top lane as Dorian scores yet another kill, winning that top lane fight. We got 2 in that bottom lane. Trundle makes his way over from the mid lane. He'll switch with Alice and Dragart, who make their way into the mid lane here. So we see another gank attempt, this time on Alice. Some great stuns on either side. Keeps her protected. Trundle really looking for those picks as he waits in the tall grass Alice looking to move out of the way, so is Dragart. They'll have any American with them, and they're going to look for a 2K here. They'll grab both. And another turret this time, I believe, yep, in the top lane for the Mustangs. And another turret has been destroyed, this time in the mid lane. As the Mustangs take this opportunity, they'll be moving in fairly quickly. The bottom lane turret has also been destroyed as the Mustangs just move in. It's an ace, and they had grabbed that Rift Herald while I wasn't looking, and they're going to use it to grab the first inhibitor. They're looking for more turrets here. So they'll grab the third mid lane turret and the inhibitor. Dorian will fall, I believe, his second death of this game. Yeah, his second death of this game. Meanwhile, got two members of the Mustangs with 0 deaths, the most. Alice with 4, I believe. But still, in a great position right now. As the next Drake has spawned, I believe it's the Chemcheck Drake. And I won't even be able to look at it for long enough. The Mustangs are going to be able to take it down with ease and without competition. It is the Chemtech Drake, so they'll get some extra attack speed. That's their second Drake. I don't see this game going to 4 Drakes, but if it does, those are some permanent buffs that the Mustangs are going to want to have, and they're well on their way to them. As we see another team fight break out, Alice able to grab 2. There's 3 down. 4 of the Bulldogs have been slain. Mustangs will take this opportunity as they look to get a team kill. Trundle will move out of the way. Stronger minions for the Mustangs as they all push in. Are they going to want to end game 1 here before end game even begins? 1 turret down. That's 2 turrets down. Will the Mustangs continue fighting here? They will. And I believe with that, even with this massive team fight here, Mustangs are going to let their minions do the work, and they'll take game 1 in only 18 minutes and 45 seconds. What a great, great game out of the Mustangs. They'll take a 1-0 lead over the Bergen Bulldogs, as I'm just blown away with the abilities of this team. They played that game absolutely beautifully. Special shout out to Dorian in that game in the top lane. Dagart as well. Alice played really well. Trundle in that mid lane played really strong. But Mustangs, again, this entire comp is built around building very, very quick momentum and just holding it there. Notice how we only ended that game 18 minutes in. Typically, we see these League of Legends matches go on for 20, 30 minutes as we get into an endgame spot around the 25-minute mark. We were dead center of the mid game there, and that's where you see all 5 of the Mustangs playing really, really strong. And obviously, different heroes are strong during different times, so obviously the Mustangs picked heroes that were strong in the early game and the mid game. They didn't want those fights to drag on. You saw them really pushing into spawn, letting their minions do the work there. And I believe that strategy call was because if they let up any pressure for any more time, they'd start to stall out. Obviously, they're reaching their power limits in this mid game, so they don't want the fights to go on. They want to end the game quickly and get into things. As we now get ready for game 2, an excellent, excellent game 1, as we should be just minutes away here from game 2. Incredible work by all 5 of our Mustangs, and I really want to give a huge shout out to this Bergen Community College team, the Bulldogs, who this is not their first game of the season, but their first game ever of League of Legends. They came into that game with a really good strategy, got a couple of incredible kills on the Mustangs, really tried to keep things in that middle and bottom lane under control for as long as possible. Of course, you know, when the Mustangs are on a charge, it's hard to stop that kind of momentum. So obviously they held on the best they can. And obviously as the game went on, they really did adapt their strategies to go after our stronger players. Look at Dorian, look at Trundle in that mid lane. Those two really had a great time there. And they really tried to put a stop to that early. Unfortunately, they just couldn't. We were able to get out of there, make some good movements, and it really played into what should be an incredible victory for the Mustangs. As I now remember that I have to update the scoreboard here. 1-0 lead over the Bergen Community College Bulldogs. As I have said before, this is a best 2 out of 3 series. We will have a game 2. It should be starting in the next couple of minutes, which I'm really, really excited for. But obviously, I mean, if this is what we have for the entire season, it's going to be some exciting League of Legends. As I believe we're about to get things started. And again, you know, I think what's so exciting as we get into our second draft, I think what's so exciting about this team is just you could tell that the conversations are there. You could tell that all 5 of these starting players have so much passion for the game and are just able to play any comp together. And I've seen them play slower games that go to 25, 30 minutes, and they've played them just as well as they've played this 18-minute game. So I'm really, really excited to see what the entire season is going to look like. I'll leave you guys to watch this incredible draft as it pans out. I'll be back in just a minute. And these Mustangs definitely ready to go here as we get our first 3 bans on both sides. We'll then move to our next 3 picks on either side. And again, Mustangs looking for a good strategy here. We'll see what they're able to do. You can really tell in this draft, couple of some of the Mustang stronger characters being taken here. We'll see what they're able to do to rewrite the strategy, rewrite the playbook a little bit as they go with Caitlyn and Diana as their first couple of picks. Smolder. Kane? I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. You guys can correct me in chat. Again, I don't know a lot of these characters. I'm trying to figure out their names as we go. But again, that third pick coming in, a Nami pick. As we continue to inch closer to game 2. If you guys are just joining us, welcome. My name is JD or Corrupted SR71. We are well underway in our second draft of the night. Mustangs have a 1-0 lead over the Bergen Bulldogs. Mustangs, their first game in Tier 1 this semester Bergen, their first game of League of Legends ever. These guys are poised and ready to play. Mustangs, a decisive victory, taking it very, very quickly and with a lot of aggression very, very early in the game. They're going to look to do so again as we get to our final two bans on either side and then our final two picks. Stick around because this is going to be a really good game of League of Legends. And here we are, the final four picks. If you guys missed game one, how this operates is we'll get these final couple of picks. Oh, look, a Volbear pick. One of the four characters I actually know in this game a little bit. But we will see the final four picks here. They'll get a minute to select their loadouts for each character. And then we move into a 3-minute waiting period. As spectators, we have to watch the game 3 minutes behind. And then we will move over to the game. And we also run stream on a 3-minute delay. So I see you guys in chat shouting me out, which I'm always happy to be gassed up. Shouting out the team as well. You guys definitely have, friends on this team, things like that. Make your voices heard. I know these guys always look back at the chat at the end of games to see what type of support that they get. So please be vocal in that chat. Keep it appropriate, obviously. I can ban you at the click of my mouse, but enjoy it, have fun with it, and please let your teammates, let your friends know how good of a job they're doing. Like I just said, the loadouts are being selected, and after a minute, we'll get to our 3-minute waiting period. And with about 3 minutes until the game starts, I hope you guys are all really excited. I mean, I'm excited after that first game. These guys looking incredible, like a force to be reckoned with in this league, and their stat lines are going to show, I believe, 2 or 3 members of the Mustangs rosters without a death in game one, which, as someone who plays this game not a whole ton, I find it hard to stay alive. And the amount of skill that it takes to get into a game like this, to compete at this level against a team like the Bergen Bulldogs, who might be in their first game, but they've had time to practice, and they look like a decently solid team. to be able to not die and to be able to get out of tricky situations and to mitigate damage to yourself, it truly means something special. And I believe 2 or 3 of the Mustangs were able to do it in game 1. I could probably get a better answer for you guys in just a minute. But again, incredible work by all of the Mustangs in order to create that environment where you're able to. As all 5 of these Mustangs look great. And just a minute away here from game 2 beginning. It is the best 2 out of 3. We do not play all 3 games, though. If the Mustangs win this game, they'll win the night. And stream does not end there. Our stream, win or lose, will have an interview at the end of it. That will be with someone either on Discord or in person talking about the game. "30 seconds now, and I'll bring it back to me just for a couple of final thoughts as we get everything ready. Mustangs in a powerful position here to end the game early, have a little bit of fun with it, try out a new strategy, as a lot of their characters have been chosen as bans. So we'll see what everything looks like here. And should be a really, really great game. Here we are back in Summoner's Rift. And it looks like Alice very much revved up and ready to go there. She's the one spamming. And again, that's that starting lineup. We got Dragart and Alice in that bottom lane. We've got Trundle in that mid lane. We've got Dorian in the top lane and NA American in that jungle. So we'll see what all 5 of them are able to do. Obviously very much set up and ready to go. Just about 15 seconds away from minions spawning in this game, well and truly beginning.
Try to leave a dent. Minions have spawned.
Just like that, the minions have spawned. Hopefully everyone will stop emoting or spamming emotes. Alice and Dragart moving together in that bottom lane. These two were really good in that first game, obviously keeping things fairly even as we got the game started. Grabbing the first little bits of damage. And again, the two of them, quick work of the first set of minions here as they'll look to take any advantage that they can this early into the game. And again, incredible pressure up top. You guys can't really see it right now, but hopefully the director cam will move us up there in a minute. Oh, and Dorian switching to the mid lane. I believe Trundle in that top lane now. But again, looking to make an impact. And immediately, Dragart and Alice putting in some damage on that turret. Dorian in the mid lane playing a little bit aggressive. As the Mustangs already find themselves at the 0.5k, half a K gold lead. Dorian looking a little bit on the lower side here. Taking a lot of damage from that initial turret. Alice goes in. She'll need to get out of there quickly. Dragart able to help her out there. They're able to avoid first blood. Mustangs leveling fairly good right now. Sitting all of them at that level 3, level 4 range. Similar for the Bergen Bulldogs. Alice trying to get out of there again. Will not have Dragart's help though, as 2 of them go in on her. They stop looking at Alice, who gets in a ton of free hits. First blood goes to the Mustangs, but Dragart will be taken down almost immediately, as Wells very close, but I think I know that the Mustangs got first blood there. Now up by 1,000 gold. As another kill in the top lane here, tries to gain some shielding from the turret, unable to do so. The Mustangs will push forwards. Alice now in the sights of the bottom lane. Not able to do much. As again, Dorian playing as aggressive as ever in that mid lane now. He'll look to grab as much damage as humanly possible. And our first set of Drakes have spawned. Our first set of Void Grubs will be spawning fairly soon as well. We'll see who's able to get in on that first. Mustangs, of course, let that first Drake go in the first game. So they might be thinking a similar strategy for the second one, but if they could take any advantage that they can, they'll be looking to take it early on. And again, as I say that, Trundle going for another kill in the top lane. Looking to be as oppressive as Dorian was in the last game. Dorian looking a little low. So the gank attempt on Dorian will come and go. He's able to get out of there with very little health. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Dragart and Alice having a good time. Still defending that turret a little bit further back than I think that they would want. The Void Grubs have spawned. We've got both Drake and Void Grubs. And the Mustangs went after the Void Grubs last time, and it proved pivotal getting those early turrets. It's Trundle in the top lane, looking to grab those turrets as well. Alice with some good damage. Dragart as well. They'll look to grab both here. They will chase them down. Alice trying hard not to get into the range of the turrets here, and they'll be able to stay out of range. Meanwhile, Trundle with the 2v1. He'll take out one, looking for a second. And again, looking for that turret to shield, but I don't think he'll be able to do it. Mustangs able to grab the Void Grubs as well. The Drake not yet taken out. Dragart will fall for the Mustangs, but again, great moves out of all of the Montco Mustangs. Trundle's going to look to get out of there. He's incredibly low on health. He might even fall to these minions, but hopefully he won't. It's currently 6-2 in the Mustangs' favor, up by 4k gold. Trundle able to get out of the way of that turret. He is incredibly low on health. I am not sure how he is still alive. Again, the Mustangs at that 5 to 7 level. And the Bulldogs at that 5 to 6 level currently. No one's taken out that first Drake yet. Looks like Dragart is looking to take it down. Dorian and NA American both down there. And they'll look to take out this first Drake. Mustangs will be able to do it. It's a chem check Drake. So that means that the Mustangs extra attack speed will be granted their way. It will probably help them along with the Void Grubs in order to grab their first turret in the top lane. Trundle leading that charge. He's going to look to get another kill on the top laner for the Bulldogs. They'll trap him in and take him down. He'll start his rampage. Dragar taking on the 2v1. He's looking a little low, trying to get out of there. And he will be able to get out of there. I believe he's died twice now, the only Mustang to have fallen so far. And again, NA American and Alice, the duo in this bottom lane currently, summon in for Dragart as he looks to heal himself, will grab the double kill. It's 10-2 with an almost 6k gold lead. Another turret has been destroyed again in the top lane. This is what I was talking about with that oppressive top lane gameplay. Really draws your attention away from the rest of the field, and it gives the Mustangs a huge advantage. Now almost 10 minutes in. Dragart yet to fall, or he's fallen twice, but has done a really, really great job staying in this game, sitting 3-2. Only one Mustang without a kill. Trundle moves into the bottom lane. We saw this last game out of the Mustangs, and we're seeing it now, that rotation where, you know, the Mustangs say we can move Alice and Dragart into the middle lane, move Trundle down from the mid lane, keep people up in that mid lane, and you'll see it here. It really keeps the Bulldogs on their toes, allows Montco to have different types of pressure in different places, and allows for this Alice trying to help with the gank attempt here with another double. Trundle makes his way in, huge damage for him. He'll be targeted by the turret. Move out of the way. Our second set of Void Grubs have spawned. Mustangs really want to take charge of this game. They'll go for it. Mustangs able to find one in transition. They're able to take them down. Trundle moves around the far side. No turret to protect. Big damage for him. Alice gonna look to help as much as possible. Meanwhile, in the top lane, more oppression. Mustangs now up 13-2, looking to make it 14-2. NA American starts his killing spree. Mustangs take down their first turret in the bottom lane here in just 1 second, as Dragart looking to take down the turret in the midfield as well. 3 turrets for the Mustangs, 2 in that bottom lane, as people just start coming at Dorian, and he just tanks it like a champ. That Volbear is looking incredible in his hands as he looks for yet another kill. He's able to get there with his ultimate, and he will put the Mustangs up 15-2, a 12k gold lead now. As turret in the mid lane has fallen. Heading pretty close to the mid game right now. So I believe the Mustangs were able to grab those second set of Void Grubs. And again, that is once again granting them that extra damage. They are breathing through these turrets. Now in 2 lanes, they have really put down a ton of turrets. They're almost at last stand here, as we are now almost 13 minutes into this game. Trundle moves his way around, and a legendary Stratus. Trundle looking a little low, but not able to do much there. And he will fall, his first death of the game. Alice and NA American go in, trying to get some good damage. They'll be able to do it. They'll take down 1. They're looking for more in that bottom lane in order to even things out. 2 turrets per lane they want to take out, and they're well on their way to doing so. Nice little double kill there. Alice and NA American both looking to get out of there. American dodges, not able to dodge the second one. He'll be shut down. Draghard looking to support Alice in that bottom lane, just like they were the first probably 8 minutes of the game. Continuing to put pressure on the wounds of the Bergen Bulldogs as we reach our mid-game. And I think just like last game, Mustangs are going to look to put an end to things here in the mid-game. So we'll see what they're able to accomplish. And another turret will fall. The Mustangs have now destroyed all 6 of the main turrets. And they're going to look to push in together as a team what looks to be almost a 3-pronged attack. As objective bounties have not even spawned yet. The Rift Herald has. And we see one of the Mustangs heading over to grab it. Another Drake, I believe, has also spawned. But if the Mustangs are able to grab the Rift Herald, send it down Main Street, gives them a huge advantage, and probably wanting to bring them to what they would hope is a final fight, again, towards that 18-minute mark. Dorian in the top lane, oppressive as ever. Looking for a couple of kills. He's being triple-teamed right now. And still his health refuses to fall. He'll move, but he will not fall. Meanwhile, with their eyes on Dorian, the Mustangs grab the Rift Herald. And the rest of the Mustangs will join up with Dorian. Take this 3v1 to a 3v3. Waiting to see where they spawn. There goes the Rift Herald. They'll spawn in the bottom lane. It won't mean much. They'll be able to put in some huge damage as the Rift Herald continues forwards. They'll grab at least one inhibitor here as Dorian will fall for the first time. 2 inhibitors are down, I believe. Mustangs have now destroyed 9. So all of the turrets have been destroyed except for these middle 2. Mustangs look to put an end to things now. They'll be moved out of the way. Alice looking a little low, but 3 out of 3 inhibitors. All the turrets except for the final 2 have been destroyed, and the Mustangs turn the tide of the fight. Trundle back in. 4 out of 5 Mustangs are alive and well, though I believe they're waiting to grab final items here. But these Bulldogs are in a bad way right now. Mustangs will probably all form up towards spawn, bring it down Main Street, try to end this game. NA American finds himself back in the jungle, up towards level 11. Highest member of the Mustangs at level 12, that's Trundle. Highest member of the Bulldogs, you got 2 of them at level 10. They've really played this game well tonight, but the Mustangs are not wanting to be stopped. Again, I believe it was Dorian with that 1v3, which I think he could have killed 1 or 2 of them if he was really trying to attack and not trying to stall for time, but waited for his teammates to get there, and that was the best way to play it, waiting for your teammates to get there. And now, here we go, Mustangs, hoping that this is the final engagement here tonight. Alice able to help grab that first kill. Are they able to grab it? They will. Here we go with strong minions. They'll grab their second kill of the Bulldogs. And with that, they'll grab both the turrets. They'll go for the mid. And just like that, with an ace, the Mustangs take the first win of their Tier 1 NJCAAE season. And they will take down the Bergen Bulldogs. What a great game. Absolutely fantastic game on both sides here. The Mustangs able to grab a 2-0 win over the Bergen Bulldogs. It's such a great thing to see. As we move past the stat lines now, bring it back to the studio, which I can actually call a studio now. But the Mustangs in a great position so far. Absolutely insane gameplay out of all 5 of them. And like I said before, the stream doesn't start there. We will hear from one of them in just a few minutes, as we'll bring ourselves to a short break and move over to our interview in just 1 minute. And welcome back. I am joined here by Dorian. Dorian, please say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, sick. The volume works almost immediately. I love to see that. An incredible first match from you guys. Obviously, your first win as a Mustang on our League of Legends varsity roster. How does it feel?
Oh, it's great. It's fun to be here, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, obviously after a game like that, I'm really happy to. Game 1 took 18 minutes, and I was like, wow, they can't do it that fast again, and you did it in 16. So I really do attribute a lot of that to your gameplay. I mean, in that first game, you were in the top lane. How did you feel about that during game 1?
Yeah, the first game, I think as a team we did really well. I kind of smoked Pantheon, to be honest, but that's also because I had a lot of help from our jungle, and he helped us out. But yeah, no, aside from the one misplay I had bot lane where me and Mundo kind of got called out, it was a nice, solid game 1, and I think I could have played a little better, but overall, I'm not complaining. We won pretty hard, and yeah, not a whole else a lot.
You know, it's funny that you say that, like, I could have played better. I really do appreciate that kind of, like, introspective look. But also, I distinctly remember 5 minutes ago, actually, watching you 1v3 a team, and they're all attacking you with everything that they've got, and you're just standing there on Volbear, just
Oh
taking it
yeah.
all. So, obviously, some great strategy comes into play. I'm not a competitive player of League of Legends, so if you could talk me through a little bit of the strategy that you guys employed there to end the game so quickly, was that the goal to end quickly and not bring it to an end game situation? Or was it
Well,
that we're just doing so well?
yeah, so for both games, since we were doing pretty well, um, we didn't want to give them a chance to recover. So we wanted to try and end as quickly as possible. And since I forget exactly what our comp was, but I know a lot of us, especially in the second game, like Trundle is a really good early push. Volley is strong pretty much all game. But we just had a lot of good pushing power in the second game there, so it was really a no-brainer to just try and end as fast as possible. And like you mentioned with the Volley 1v3, yeah, that was very very good until I accidentally TP'd on a minion under tower because
That's what I thought happened.
yeah, I for some reason I pinged with the G key that's right next to the F key, and I fat fingered it so hard.
Oh,
But
that I
but
mean it I mean, I will say, I think the one thing that you could get out of that, which is a good thing, was, you know, your team well and truly had your back. You made that misclick, you tried to get out of there, and all of a sudden, 3 Mustangs descended, you know,
yeah.
you just descended in and really helped you there in order to
Mhm.
keep you alive. I believe 1 death for you in game
Yeah.
2. I think it was similar in game 1. What type of
Yep.
confidence does this help build in the team as we look to future weeks here in Tier 1?
Yeah, I think it definitely. I think the biggest one of the biggest things in winning a game is having confidence. Like if you go into a game thinking that, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever, we're about to get smoked. Yeah, you're probably gonna get smoked because you didn't believe in yourself. But yeah, so especially for the rest of my teammates, having well, I always have high confidence. That could be an ego problem, but for the for the rest of my teammates, having a good confidence can definitely help. Not having overconfidence because that's when you make misplays and start limit testing. But having good confidence can help bring everyone together and just see plays that you might not see before because you're like, wait a second, I actually can win this.
Yeah, I mean, that confidence really showed in all 5 of you here tonight. I mean, especially, you know, you saw that those cautious steps in the beginning of game 1, and I believe you kind of opened up the floodgates with
Hmm.
your first kill in that top lane. And all of a sudden, I just saw middle and bottom lane come alive as people tested their limits. And that feels really good as well to be a part of. So
Hmm.
obviously a great victory for you guys as you look ahead to the next couple of weeks in this NJCAAE Tier 1. What are you guys looking how are you guys looking to grow from this first victory, and what are you guys looking to do to keep that confidence flowing?
Um, yeah, that's probably a good question for our coach. But yeah, as far as I can tell, for the most part, even in the first game, although it seemed like a landslide and it kind of was, we definitely could have played safer later on because we almost gave them a chance to come back when I gave them my like 500 gold shutdown and stuff like that. And if it was against a little bit of a better team, it might have been bad. So our biggest thing is that we really need to be just calming a little bit more, talking a little bit more, and really having an understanding of what exactly we're gonna do. We need like almost somebody to kind of take charge and be like, we are going bot right now. Come on. Even if not everybody agrees with it, we just kind of have to go with it because we're stronger together than we are when we get caught out with two.
Yeah, and I think those are very wise words, especially, you know, understanding the team that we played and understanding the teams that will play later in the season. So I really do like that answer. And I really do appreciate all your answers to this great interview tonight. As is tradition, the final question that I always ask is, who do you want to shout out on the team? We got a bunch of people calling your name in chat right now. So who do you want to shout out before we end off tonight's stream?
Ooh, I mean that's not gonna lie. Alec on Trundle, that was pretty crazy. He got like 4 plates in like a couple minutes. I don't know how he did that. I have to go back and check because as far as I know, he got 1 kill and then he was like 10k gold up. So that was really impressive. Even against like a slower main like Nasus, that was pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know where any of that stuff came from, but yeah. Any other final shout outs before we end stream here?
I mean, the rest of my team, everybody did great. Jace is a great coach. He's helping us all, and he's really understanding. So yeah, the whole team is great. If I could shout him out, I could. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for being here. Really do appreciate this conversation and all the answers that you gave. A great game 1 victory here. Mustangs take down the Bergen Bulldogs 2-0. Join us here, I believe, either tomorrow for Super Smash Bros. Or on Wednesday at 6:30 as our varsity Overwatch 2 team goes in on their first match of the season. They're really excited for that. So stay tuned. Follow our Twitch and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you guys want to see all the VODs about 24 hours after the game is played. And with that, I am JD or Corrupted. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.